Hey guys, my name's Doug with Infotainment.com. Today we're working on the brand new 2019 and up heavy duty Ram truck. That's the 2500 through the 5500. Today I'm gonna show you guys all the different factory radio options you have for your truck. So no matter what trim level you will have different options to upgrade to a newer and nicer factory radio by Infotainment.com. So today I'm gonna show you the 5 different ones that we carry here on our website. I'm gonna show you how to install them, show you some of the features, and that way you guys can make an informed decision. So let's get started. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to the next tier, which is the UAV option code infotainment system. It's a little bit different than the other ones in the sense that it does have a separate radio module. So I'm gonna go ahead and disassemble the dash now, and I'm gonna show you guys how to install the UAV option. All right, so the first thing we wanna do is remove this center stack. Now there's 2 screws on the top here that's just below this liner, and then the rest of it just comes out. It's just retaining clips. So we're gonna go ahead and take the liner out and remove the 2 7mm screws. At this particular point, you can use a dash pry tool or a regular screwdriver and kind of work your way around the circumference, or you can just muscle it out where you just kind of grab a hold of it and pull it from the dash. So we'll do that now. Now we're gonna go ahead and disconnect all the connectors behind. This connector here, you're gonna press the tab on the side and pull it out. All right, now that we've removed the center stack here, I'm gonna just show you guys real quick all the different things. So these are those retaining clips that go around the circumference of the unit. We also have plugs that we unplugged. In this particular truck, we had several of them. We had our cigarette lighter plug. The white FACRA plug is your AM/FM antenna. The blue FACRA plug is for your GPS, the compass feature. The red FACRA is for your backup camera. This gray connector here, this USB connector, is for the remote USB media hub. This connector here is for your climate controls, HVAC. This lower connector here is for your lower controls. And this connector here is for those of you who have the electronic trailer brake control switch there at the bottom as well. So I just wanted to show you guys, just in this particular truck, what plugs we unplug. All right guys, as you can see, this is the dash we just pulled out. This is the one we're about to install. You'll notice it is missing the lower controls. All you have to do is take the lower controls off your factory stack and move it onto here. It's real easy to do. It's only held in with 2 screws from the backside. So we're gonna go ahead and remove those 2 Torx T15 screws, and we're gonna go ahead and slide the module into here and reinstall the screws. All right, now once you remove these 2 screws here, again, Torx T15, you're gonna see 2 tabs on the top and 2 tabs at the bottom. Basically, what you'll need to do is just press those tabs outward, meanwhile pressing down on the control, and it will release from the bottom. Now what we can do is pop this into our new stack. All right, now from the bottom, you could just slide it in and you'll hear it clip into place. And just reinstall the 2 screws. All right, now that we have the lower controls installed on the new center stack, we have one last thing to do. We're going to transfer the cigarette lighter adapter here over to this center stack. So on both sides, you're gonna have a little tab here and a little tab on the other side. Basically, you're just gonna use a small screwdriver, just lift up on the tab while pushing, lift on the other tab, and this whole assembly will slide out. Then you can press the two tabs on this little plastic piece. There's one at the top, one at the bottom, and it comes right out. And you just follow that in reverse onto the new bezel. All right, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and install the UAV radio module. Now this fits directly into the dash. It's already pre-designed for it, but you'll notice there's no nuts or screws to retain it. So we'll actually include those. So you'll get 4 nuts and 4 screws. And you basically just pop those into place. Now, before we put the radio module into the dash, we're gonna wanna connect in the included LVDS video cable. Now, this is the cable that plugs into the white connector at the bottom, and then the other end will plug into the display itself. So we'll go ahead and plug that in down there. Now, we can plug in all the existing radio connectors that you disconnected before. Again, this truck did not have satellite radio, so we will use the included adapter. You're gonna wanna take the cigarette lighter connector and kind of have it towards the top. We're gonna tuck all of our wiring in. You will probably have some slack wiring from the LVDS cable. You can just tuck that back there as well. You only need about 12 inches, 18 inches of wire. So at this particular point, we can go ahead and drive in our 4 included screws. All right, now before we put on in our center stack, we're gonna go ahead and install our adapter wiring harness. Now, you'll notice 2 connectors that look quite similar. One of them has a little notch at the bottom. It's keyed a little bit different. One of them is flat, one of them has a little knurled notch. The one that's flat is going to be for your electronic trailer brake controller. This one here is the one that went into your climate control. So we're gonna go ahead and plug that into our plug and play harness. This will go into the new climate control, and then this one will plug into our display screen. So we'll do that now. All right, now we're ready to install our center stack. So on the back side of it, you notice you still have the same 2 connectors at the bottom. You have the new connector here from our adapter harness. We'll plug in here. This is the display screen connector, and this is the video line, the LVDS video line. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and plug in our connectors. The one side of our adapter harness says connect to display screen, so we'll connect it there. The LVDS cable that we ran from the radio module will plug in up here. The other side of our adapter harness will plug in right here. And then our lower controls will plug in as designed. Last connector here is your cigarette lighter. All right, now that we have everything installed and buttoned up, the last step is to plug in the security gateway module bypass and run the OBD Genie programmer. So we're gonna go ahead and do that now. All right, guys, I'm gonna show you how to run the OBD Genie programmer in the 2019 and up heavy-duty Ram truck. Now, in order to run the Genie programmer to enable the option that you're looking for, you also have to install temporarily a security gateway module bypass. Now, this is just installs temporarily just to allow you to program the vehicle's body control module for the specific feature you're looking to enable. Now, the security gateway module is located behind the speedometer, so I'm gonna show you guys how to get to that. It's not as hard as it sounds. The whole process, including the programming and reassembling, takes about 15 to 20 minutes. So let's get started. You notice it gives you a little bit of room here. All we have to do now is pull on this little panel here, just enough to loosen it up a little bit. Now what we're gonna do is pull out the speedometer bezel here. So what you're gonna wanna do is on the lip of the bezel here, to put your pry tool in or a regular screwdriver, you're just gonna wanna pry down on it to release the clips. Then just pull it out. You notice it just has retaining clips. There's no screws that hold that bezel in. So on the right side of your speedometer, you're gonna have the little part that you popped out earlier. You don't have to disconnect this, just kind of set it off to the side. Same thing on the other side, just pop that off. Set it off. Now you're gonna notice two 7mm screws on this instrument or this steering column panel. So you're gonna go ahead and remove those two screws. I like to go ahead and put the column down a little bit, but basically you just pop this out. And then you'll notice two lower screws on the actual speedometer itself, and then two screws at the top. So go ahead and remove those four. All right, now that all of our screws are out, we can simply just pull the cluster out, flip it upside down, and just temporarily disconnect it. Behind the speedometer cluster is where the security gateway module is located. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're just gonna disconnect those two connectors that are in the side of that module. These two connectors here will simply just plug into our bypass device. We can just set it back here. We can go ahead and install our cluster. We're just gonna set the cluster back in place. We're not gonna actually screw it in. We're just gonna set it back in place. Now at this particular point, now that the security gateway module bypass is installed, now we can run our OBD Genie programmer in the OBD2 port. All we have to do is put the vehicle in the run position, and then we can go ahead and plug it in. It takes about 30 seconds. You'll see a green light illuminate. And then once the green light comes on, you know you're all done. All right, what we're gonna do is go ahead and put the vehicle in the run position. And we'll go ahead and plug in our Genie programmer. You'll see a series of lights. As soon as you get the solid green light, you can go ahead and unplug it and won't be needed anymore. All right, we now have the solid green light, so we can go ahead and disconnect it. You'll also notice that your speedometer cluster and your infotainment system will reset as well. All right, guys, we went ahead and turned the truck off. Now all we have to do is just remove the bypass device, plug those two cables back into the security gateway module, and just reassemble everything. So as you can see, very easy to do. We've been in here for maybe 12 minutes. So what we're gonna do now is just kind of put it all back. All right, we're gonna go ahead and put this closeout panel in. You'll notice how it kind of has this lip here. You're gonna wanna stick that in and then pop it into place. The other side is the same way where the ignition switch is. All right, now when you install the speedometer bezel, you're gonna wanna clip in the bottom first and then slide the top back and it'll pop back into place. All right, guys, we have everything buttoned up and in its place. As you can see, it has that really nice piano black bezel color. Just really pops. It also has that high resolution display, as you can see as well. Similar to the UAQ and the UAM options, you have over here on the left side, you have your AM, FM through the media section here. You also have SiriusXM. Tune to channel 0 again for your ID. Your climate, so when you upgrade to the UAV and the UAX infotainment system, it is designed for automatic temperature control. Now, if your truck did not come with automatic temperature control, we do sell a kit that you can easily install to take full benefit of having automatic temperature control. In your control section here, you can toggle between your backup camera. This is compatible with a cargo camera as well, which is sold separately. Through your nav soft key there, you can obviously have full access to GPS navigation. Similar to the UAQ, you have 2D, 3D maps, 3D landmarks, Sirius traffic and travel link for an additional subscription. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, also a standard feature with the UAV. And then in your settings menu, also like the UAQ, you can come in here and set your theme, so you can choose between different wallpaper and different graphics. So just a really cool upgrade here, the UAV option code. I did want to point out within the nav as well, it does have the pinch to zoom feature, which is really neat. That this particular unit feature. So again, this is the UAV option code. All right, guys, as you can see, we went ahead and showed you all the different factory radios we have here at Infotainment.com, ranging from the small one all the way up to the 12-inch one. It doesn't matter which one you have in your truck presently, you can choose between any of those. We have people standing by that can help you make an informed decision before you purchase. All of our radios are factory 100%. They're not aftermarket, so you will retain everything. Steering wheel controls, backup camera, climate controls, everything you will retain by shopping with us. We offer a whole bunch of different options, not just factory radios, but a whole bunch of other options for the Ram truck specifically. Over 25 different factory options on our website. We have how-to DIY tutorial videos that show you how to put it in yourself. So be sure to come check us out at Infotainment.com. Thanks for watching.